everyone, it's Wanchai with Daphne Wren Vintage. Today I'm going to talk about CDs. Yes, compact discs from the 80s, 90s, early 2000s. Okay, so I've got a stack of CDs here to show you. As you can tell, they are all sealed in their original package. I think that's really important to find CDs that are factory sealed. You'll get more money for them. And of course, if you have some really rare collectible ones that are open, those could get something. But what I'm looking for is a quick sells on these CDs. So finding ones that are factory sealed, unopened in its original plastic packaging is my deal. So first one I will show you is Willie Nelson. Always on My Mind. Great song. Has been remixed and sampled by many artists, including Pet Shop Boys. If you're into that era, you'll know what I'm talking about. New Wave, 80s, 90s. So when I'm looking at these, I'm looking at the original dates. I'm going to zoom in here, but you'll see it's 1982, 2003. So this was originally recorded in 1982, and then it was reissued again in 2003. And it added some bonus tracks that I think any fan of Willie Nelson would want to grab. And you may be wondering too why people are still buying CDs with streaming services and everything. But I think it's like books. You know, you can read a book online and you don't have to own all these books. But there's something about tangible and some nostalgia when it comes to things like CDs, vinyl records, you know, also DVDs, even VHS tapes. You're not going to get the pamphlet inside with the digital recording. And there's lyrics in there, there's photographs, and it's all of the songs in an entire album. Remember when we used to listen to whole albums and, you know, basically be able to realize what that artist had imagined for that entire project. Now everything's about singles and hits. And so there's a lot of artistry that we miss out by just listening to hits. Speaking of hits, here's Aerosmith's Greatest Hits. And this is a compilation. I'm going to put Willie to the side here. This is a compilation of Aerosmith's Greatest Hits. Got some great songs here. Dream On, Walk This Way. So I'm also looking for a big fan base, whether it's rock, country, pop, where it's timeless work that people will come back to listen to again and again. And you can see some residual sticky stuff from my removal of the price. I'm finding these for $5, guys. And online, they're usually selling between $10, $15, maybe even $20 if it's a really rare disc. So keep that in mind. You know, you still want to buy it relatively cheap so you can get some profit off of it. Okay, so that's Aerosmith. Going on to the next. Dave Matthews. Now this reminds me of college, and I'm going to date myself here. Crash. They've always had a big following, even, of course, definitely in the 90s, but even till now. So it doesn't show a date, BMG, but, you know, for big Dave Matthews fans, I don't think that really matters. I think they just want all the songs. So when I take a picture of these CDs, I'm doing the front, the back, and then, of course, the sides here, just showing that the packaging is all intact. So I hope this one will sell for at least $15. And again, I bought all these for $5. I actually grabbed 2 of the Dave Matthews. Ah, the boss, Bruce Springsteen. Again, some of these aren't my personal tastes, but I'm looking for that fan base, people who will pay, who will collect, those people who have gone to see every single concert that they could, collect the memorabilia. So this is going to be a part of someone's collection. Again, sealed, factory sealed, 1999. These are 18 tracks that look like they're greatest hits, but also some unreleased tracks. So I think that's going to be a big part of what will allow this one to sell. Okay, so on with the ladies. J-Lo. I believe this is her debut album on the 6th. She has not aged. Look at her back then and look at her now. I think she's in her 50s, so it's quite amazing. But anyways, yeah, these were all of her hits in the 90s. If You Had My Love, No Me Amas, which is a duet with Mark Anthony, her ex-husband. I think she's had several. Did she get married yet to Alex Rodriguez, the baseball dude? Well, anyways, fans of J-Lo will want to grab this while they can. And then keep it, right? Maybe not even open it, because it will be worth more in the future. Moving on. Pink. Misunderstood. She's a great vocalist, including an aerialist, right? So her performances are off the charts when it comes to all the circusry, if that's a real word. But yeah, these are some of her big hits as well. Get the Party Started, Just Like a Pill. And again, I'm looking for things in the 90s and the 2000s that have not been opened. And I found this one and I decided I'm going to grab it. $5. I also go into R&B. Luther Vandross, who is no longer alive. This was a live recording from Radio City Music Hall in 2003. So also look for those special events, special recordings that people might have not picked up back when, but now they realize, like, wow, I'd like to hear how that concert went. And, a live recording has all of the audience noise and that excitement, that energy. So I think it's worth picking up if you see these special ones. Yeah, so Luther Vandross. Okay, speaking of R&B, how about Mr. Sexy Back, Justin Timberlake? I was a huge NSYNC fan, but not so much Justin Timberlake on his own. But I know some people who are, because it harkens back to the boy band days. But these, I think this was his first debut album when he left the group, and Sexy Back was a huge, huge hit for him. So yeah, if those fans don't have the CD, they might want to pick this one up, or get one that is sealed once again, because they've overplayed the one they had. Okay, speaking of Justin, you can't speak of Justin without Britney. Remember, they had dated. They were both Mickey Mouse Club members. And fun fact, I actually went to several tapings of the Mickey Mouse Club when I was at Disney World with my cousin. We spent 2 days out of the days at Disney going to Mickey Mouse Club tapings. But that was really fun for us. Britney Spears, Blackout. This was a comeback album for her. And great hits. And there's huge Britney Spears fans out there. Gimme, Gimme More. A Piece of Me. Pretty big hits. So anytime you can find popular, iconic type of artists like Britney, like Justin, you know, you want to pick those up. So much so that I did pick up 2. Okay, here's a unique one. You might not have heard of Sara Bareilles, but I'm a big fan, and I have a cousin who's also a huge fan. She's a great songwriter. She's written a lot of songs for many, many folks, and in fact, she also wrote a musical called Waitress that's a huge hit on Broadway. This is one of her more recent albums. If you have not heard this song, the songs, I mean, on this album, please pick it up. It is so good. Gravity's a good one. So you want to, you know, take a moment and listen to some real artists, because they really put their heart and soul into this stuff. 2007. So a little bit later. And finally, one of the queens of country, she kind of crossed over to like pop country, but Miranda Lambert, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, this was a huge album for her, especially with this song, Gunpowder and Lead. So always those debut albums are going to be a big collector's items. So yeah, there you have it, guys. I am going to get these listed on my eBay, Daphne Wren Vintage. So please make it a point to visit, like this video, and subscribe, because I'm gonna keep the hits coming. Do you see what I did there? Pun intended. But yeah, you know, there's always some things to resell. So when you're out and about looking, pick some of these up and try your hand at it. All right, bye guys. Thank you.